Okay, so we're back, and we've got some seriously intense stuff to dive into today.
Yeah, this is heavy stuff.
Yeah, it is. You guys sent in some pretty disturbing material.
Truly dark.
It's dark, yeah.
Yes.
It's an excerpt actually. It's from a chapter called Chapter 2.
Oh, okay. Chapter 2, got it.
From a larger work. We don't know the title or the author yet.
Interesting.
What we do know is that it centers around these horrific murders of these two young girls,
Right.
Anne Nash and Natalie Keene, in this seemingly peaceful town called Wind Gap.
Small town. Huh?
And that's what's so disturbing, right? Like
Yes, yeah.
this idea that evil can lurk beneath the surface of like these idyllic small town facades.
Yeah, it really shatters that whole image of small town innocence, doesn't it? Like when
Totally.
something like this
It
happens.
just makes you question everything, right? Like what's really going on in these places that we think of as safe and, familiar.
Absolutely.
So our mission today is to really like dissect this chapter. Okay, we're going to break it down, look at the specific details,
Yeah.
and really try to understand the immediate impact
hmm
of these tragedies on Wind Gap.
I think what makes this source so compelling is that it throws us right into the thick of things, you know? We're experiencing everything through the eyes of this narrator who's coming back to Wind Gap
Right.
and is immediately confronted with this horrible situation.
Yeah, her timing couldn't be worse.
Oh, kidding.
So the chapter opens with her visiting the Nash family,
Okay.
Anne's parents,
Right.
right after hearing about her death.
Oh, wow. So like right in the immediate aftermath.
Like literally within hours.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine?
I can't.
So right away, she starts picking up on these like weird family dynamics,
Okay. Interesting.
like little things she observes
Mm-hmm.
that start to paint a picture of like who these people are.
Yeah, like those initial impressions can be so revealing, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a situation like this.
Totally. So she mentions that they have three daughters,
Okay.
Ashleigh, Tiffanie, and Anne.
Mm-hmm.
And then later they have a son, Bobby Jr.
Oh, okay. So 3 girls and then a boy.
Yeah. And she sort of implies that the parents were like really fixated on having a son.
Interesting.
Like it was this huge deal for them.
Like they were waiting for this boy to come along.
Exactly. And then once he was born, it was like the girls, especially Anne, kind of became almost like afterthoughts, you know?
That's really sad.
I know, it's like this underlying tension that she picks up on.
Yeah, that definitely adds another layer to the whole tragedy, doesn't it? Like you have this horrific event, but then you also have these family dynamics that might be playing a role.
Exactly. It's like this whole other dimension to the story. And
Hmm.
she's really good at observing these little details. Like she talks about how the oldest daughter, Ashleigh,
Yeah.
got this like super fancy name with all this crazy spelling.
Ashleigh.
Right. Like they went all out. And she had this closet full of these like ridiculously frilly dresses, like frosting cake dresses is how she describes them.
Oh, wow.
And then there's Anne, who just gets the family name.
No fancy spelling or anything.
Nope, just Anne.
Uh,
And it's like the narrator's picking up on this contrast,
yeah.
Like one daughter gets all this like extra attention and adornment, and the other one is just sort of there.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
And then Bobby comes along.
A son.
Yeah, and suddenly it's like the girls, especially Anne, become almost like extraneous is the word she uses.
Oh, that's kind of brutal.
I know, right?
Hmm.
But it's like she's seeing this pattern in how they're treated.
Yeah, like their value within the family is somehow tied to their gender or something.
Totally, and it's so messed up.
It's super messed up.
So then we get Mr. Nash's account of Anne's last day,
Okay.
and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So it was the first time that whole summer that she was allowed to ride her bike
Mm-hmm.
to her friend Emily Stone's house,
Okay.
which is only like 10 blocks away.
Oh, wow. So really close.
Super close. And he said she left around like 7 p.m.
Okay.
And by 8, they realized she never made it.
It's just chilling how something so ordinary can
Right.
turn into a nightmare like that.
Totally. And you can just feel Mr. Nash's like raw grief
Yeah.
as he's telling the story to the narrator.
I bet.
Like he's obviously devastated.
Of course.
But there's also this like immediate connection he draws
To what?
to Natalie Keene's disappearance.
Oh, wow.
He's like adamant that someone is out there looking for babies to kill.
Oh, gosh. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's like this primal fear that takes over,
Mm-hmm.
Like as a parent, you're certainly confronted with this like unimaginable threat,
Right.
and you're desperately trying to make sense of it.
To find a pattern.
Exactly. And it's interesting how the source material throws in these like little details about their life before this happened, like almost mundane things to kind
Yeah.
of give us this sense of who they were.
Like what kind of details?
Like Mr. Nash selling ergonomic chairs over the phone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, what a random job.
It is kind of random.
And his wife working part-time at the grade school.
Huh.
Like, they were just this regular family.
Yeah, just trying to make ends meet.
Yeah, and he keeps saying that there was no drama here
Mm.
before all this.
Like emphasizing how normal their life was.
Exactly, and it just makes the whole thing even more tragic.
Absolutely. Like their world was just completely shattered.
And then there's this, like, really disturbing part
Oh.
where he starts speculating about the killer.
Oh, no.
And he says that it might be a homo because Anne wasn't raped.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's just awful.
That's just so prejudiced and harmful.
Totally, and it shows, like, how quickly people jump to conclusions.
Right, and how fear can lead to these, like, really dangerous stereotypes.
Exactly, and the narrator just sort of lets him say it, you know?
It's interesting that she includes that detail, though.
Right. Like, what does that tell us about her?
Yeah, and about the atmosphere and wind gap at this point.
Totally. Like, is she afraid to challenge him, or...
Or maybe she's just trying to document everything she's seeing and hearing.
Yeah, maybe it's like she's trying to be this objective observer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's still, like, really unsettling, you know?
Absolutely.
And then there's this other, like, fleeting moment
What is it?
where the surviving daughter comes in looking for food.
Oh,
Like, she just appears and then disappears again.
wow.
And the narrator points out that Mrs. Nash is nowhere to be seen.
Interesting.
It's like these little glimpses into how each member of the family is dealing with this trauma.
Yeah, and how differently they're all reacting.
And then we learn that Mr. Nash was actually on his way home from Haiti, which is, it's like an hour away
Okay.
when Anne disappeared.
So he wasn't even there.
No. And he gets really defensive about it.
Oh, really?
Like, he feels the need to justify his whereabouts
I guess it's understandable.
in a way.
Eh.
Yeah. But it also kind of adds to this, like, growing sense of suspicion.
Yeah, like everyone's a suspect.
Exactly. And then there's his description of Anne.
What does he say?
He calls her a willful thing.
Willful.
Yeah, and a tomboy.
Okay.
And then he makes this, like, really weird comment that he thought Ashleigh, the pretty one, would have been the one targeted.
Oh, my God.
I know, right? It's, like, so messed up.
It's like he's objectifying his own daughters.
Totally. And then there's this detail about Anne cutting her hair.
Really?
Yeah, like right before school photos,
Wow.
which just adds to that whole willful thing he was talking about.
Yeah, like she was defying expectations or something.
Right. And it's just so sad because you can see how these, like, preconceived notions that the parents had about their daughters might have, like, blinded them to who they really were.
Yeah, and it's tragic because now it's too late.
Exactly.
So she was going to Emily Stone's house.
Yeah.
Which was just 10 blocks away.
Right, like a super short distance?
It's just baffling how she could just vanish like that.
I know. And the narrator even says, what happened to the bike?
Oh, wow.
Like, that image of the bike just left there is so haunting.
Yeah, it is.
And it's this unanswered question that just hangs over everything.
Totally. So we've got this like intense family drama unfolding.
Yeah.
But then the chapter also starts to give us this picture of Wind Gap itself.
Right.
Like the town where all this is happening.
And it's not just like a backdrop, you know?
Right.
It feels like the town itself is a character.
With its own secrets and history.
Exactly. So the narrator mentions that she went to Millard Calhoun High School.
Millard Calhoun.
Yeah. It was founded in 1930
Okay.
and named after this, like, Confederate Civil War hero.
Confederate hero.
Yeah, like even the name of the school is kind of loaded.
Yeah. That's definitely a sign of the times.
And there's this story about Mayor Calhoun, like, single-handedly saving Lexington, Missouri during the Civil War.
Wow.
And then he dies, like, super dramatically at his own centennial celebration.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like this whole over-the-top story.
Wow. So they really romanticize their past.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, like, how much of that past is still present?
Right. Like how much of that Confederate legacy is still lingering in Wind Gap?
Exactly. And it's interesting how the narrator starts drawing these contrasts within the town.
Like what?
Like, she points out that the Nash's neighborhood is, like, newer,
Okay.
filled with these, like, cookie-cutter ranch houses.
Generic houses.
Exactly. And it's on the west side of town.
Got it.
And then her mother's side is older and wealthier,
Okay.
with all these, like, unique architectural styles.
So there's like a clear division between the two sides of town.
Totally. And even the grass is different.
Where grass.
Yeah, like on her mother's side, it's this, like, brighter green rolled out in prepaid patches.
Oh, wow. Like perfectly manicured lawns.
Exactly. And on the west side, it's like dark, stiff, prickly stuff.
Ah,
It's like this subtle way of highlighting the social and economic divide in Wind Gap.
Yeah, like even the landscaping reflects these differences.
Totally.
So we're starting to see these like crack in the facade of this small town.
Right. Like things aren't as simple as they seem.
And it makes you wonder if these divisions
Yeah.
might play a role in how the town reacts to these murders.
Like, will people be treated differently based on where they live or how much money they have?
It's definitely something to consider.
And this contrast becomes even more apparent when the narrator goes to her mother's house.
Okay.
It's this like huge Victorian mansion
Oh, wow.
with a widow's walk and a wraparound veranda and the whole thing.
That sounds impressive.
It's like super grand.
Okay.
And it's perched on top of this like incredibly steep hill.
Steep hill.
Yeah, it's like a symbol of her mother's like elevated status in Wind Gap.
Interesting.
And the narrator has these like really vivid memories
And what kind of memory?
of walking up that driveway every day.
Really?
Yeah, and then running down it, and like she couldn't wait to get away.
It sounds like she has a complicated relationship with her mother.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the house kind of represents that.
Totally. So
Right.
then she finally meets up with her mother, Adora, and her stepfather, Alan.
Okay.
And it's immediately awkward. Like you can just feel the tension.
I bet.
Adora's like super detached.
In what way?
Like she doesn't even seem that happy to see her own daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's constantly making these like little comments about the house.
Like what?
Like how it's not up to par.
Like it's not good enough.
Exactly. And it's so weird because the house is like amazing.
So she's just being critical.
Yeah, and it's like she's more concerned with appearances.
Than with like actually connecting with her daughter.
Exactly. And her appearance is described as like almost doll-like.
Doll-like how?
Like she has this like glowing pear skin and long blonde hair and pale blue eyes.
Huh.
The narrator even says she looks like one of those dolls you don't play with.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty strong image.
Yeah, it's like she's this like fragile and untouchable figure.
And then there's the stepfather,
Right.
Alan.
What's he like? He's like the total opposite of Adora.
How so?
He's described as like thin and overdressed and like the opposite of moist.
Oh, wow.
It's a really strange pairing.
Yeah. They definitely seem like an odd couple.
And then when the narrator tries to talk about the murders,
What happens?
Adora immediately shuts it down.
Oh, wow.
Like she clearly doesn't want to talk about it.
Huh. So she's avoiding the topic.
Completely. And she even says that she's more worried about the town's image.
The town's image.
Like she's freaking out about this headline.
What headline?
It said, Wind Gap murders its children.
Wow. Okay.
And she's like horrified by it.
Like it's reflecting badly on the town?
Exactly. And it's so weird because you'd think she'd be more concerned about the actual victims.
Yeah, like the human cost of this tragedy.
Right, but it's like her priority is protecting this like perfect image of Wind Gap.
So it's more about appearances again.
Totally. And the narrator notices that she's doing this thing
What thing?
where she keeps pulling at her eyelashes.
Really?
Yeah, and she knows that Adora only does that when she's like super anxious.
Yeah.
So it's like a sign that she's like totally freaking out underneath this like calm exterior.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like this whole facade she's putting on.
And it's not even working that well.
No.
So it's all about image management in this family.
Totally. And then there's this brief mention of the narrator's younger sister,
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Amma.
Alma. Okay.
And she's supposedly asleep,
Okay.
but the narrator hears her like moving around.
Oh, so she's not really asleep.
No, and Adora's like super insistent that the narrator needs to be nice to Amma
Why?
because she was close to the victims.
Oh, wow.
So it's like Amma is also dealing with this grief,
Right.
but in her own way.
And maybe the family is like trying to protect her or something?
Yeah, like they're walking on eggshells around her.
That makes sense.
So it's just another layer of complexity.
In this already messed up situation.
Totally. And then we get to the narrator's first night back in her childhood home.
Okay.
And she can't sleep.
Oh, no.
She keeps having these like really disturbing dreams.
Oh, gosh.
And then she does this thing
What?
where she writes Natalie Keene's name on her arm.
On her arm.
Yeah, after she washes off Anne's name.
She wrote Anne's name first?
Yeah, like it's this like ritual she's doing.
It's a little creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
But also kind of sad.
Yeah, like it's her way of like carrying their memory with her.
Yeah, maybe it's like a way of trying to understand what happened to them.
Or maybe it's like a way of honoring them.
It's hard to say for sure.
And it's definitely significant.
Totally. So then we get to the next morning,
Mm-hmm.
and the narrator goes to Main Street.
And she walks right into this like horrifying scene.
Oh, no, what happens?
She sees this older couple
Okay.
like really distraught.
Oh, God.
They're just clinging to each other and sobbing.
Oh, man.
And it turns out that they found Natalie Keene's body.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and the description is just brutal.
What do they say?
She was wedged between two buildings,
Oh, wow.
posed like she was sitting.
Sitting?
Yeah, and her eyes were wide open,
Oh, my God.
and her teeth were missing.
Her teeth were missing.
Yeah, it's like super gruesome.
That's
And the narrator has this like visceral reaction,
like what?
like blood splatters on her face.
Oh, God. From where?
I don't know, but that's so disturbing.
And she starts sweating and her legs almost give out.
Wow. She's like totally overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's like this complete sensory overload.
I can't even imagine.
And then Chief Vickery shows up
Okay.
and he just loses it.
Oh, wow.
Like he starts crying and yelling.
Oh, man, that's intense.
Yeah, it's clear that this case is like really getting to him.
Yeah, especially since it's a small town.
Right, like everyone knows everyone.
So it's like a personal loss for him?
Totally. And then this other detective arrives.
Okay.
He's from Kansas City.
Oh, wow. So they brought in outside help.
Yeah, he's like a big shot detective.
Interesting.
And he's like totally composed.
Like the opposite of Vickery.
Exactly. Like he's all business.
So we've got these two very different approaches to the investigation right from the start.
Right. And it makes you wonder who's going to be more effective. Yeah, like, is it better to be emotionally invested or to stay detached?
It's a good question.
And it turns out that the older couple
Yeah.
are the Broussards,
Right.
who own the diner.
Yeah, so it's like this double blow for the town.
Yeah, they lost Natalie, and now the diner's going to be closed.
Right. And it just emphasizes how, like, interconnected everything is in Wind Gap.
Totally.
And then the narrator gives her statement at the police station.
Okay.
And there's this, like, really poignant moment
What happens?
where she thinks about Natalie's body being taken for autopsy.
Oh, wow.
And it's like this stark reminder of the, like, real-world consequences of this tragedy.
Yeah, like amidst all the chaos and emotion, there's this like cold, hard reality.
Exactly. And it's like the end of the chapter leaves us with all these unanswered questions.
Yeah, like what's going to happen next?
Right. And what does it all mean?
And what about the family dynamics?
Oh, yeah. Like, what's the deal with the Dora and Amma?
And how does all of this connect to Natalie Keene's murder?
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
So what are your initial thoughts? Like, what stands out to you the most from this chapter?
I think it's the contrast between the raw emotion of someone like Mr. Nash and the almost like clinical detachment of Adora.
Right.
It's like they're both dealing with this horrific loss,
Yeah.
but in completely opposite ways.
And it makes you wonder if those different approaches are going to, like, clash at some point.
Totally. And then there's Chief Vickery, who's clearly in over his head,
Yeah.
versus this like super smooth detective from Kansas City.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, like who's going to be calling the shot?
And how's that going to affect the investigation?
And then there's the narrator herself,
Right.
who seems to be getting more and more drawn into all of this.
Yeah, like she's not just an observer anymore.
No, it's like she's becoming part of the story.
Totally.
So I think the key takeaway here is that there's a lot more going on beneath the surface than we might initially realize.
Like, Wind Gap is not this idyllic small town that it pretends to be.
No, it's full of secrets and lies and hidden pain.
And these murders have just exposed all of that.
Exactly. And it's going to be really interesting to see how everything unfolds from here.
Yeah, so as you continue reading, think about those initial impressions that we talked about.
Okay.
Like, what do they tell us about the characters?
Yeah.
And about the community of Wind Gap?
And what about the narrator writing the victims' names on her arm?
Yeah. What do you make of that?
It's like she's making this personal connection to them.
Right, like she's taking on their burden in a way.
Yeah. It's a really powerful image.
So keep those things in mind as we continue to explore this case.
Will do.
Because there's a lot more to come.
I can't wait.
And it's going to get even darker.
Oh, boy.
So buckle up,
I'm ready.
and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Sounds good.